All right. Well, it looks like we are live here on another episode of the VertiMax VIVE podcast. I'm your host, Al Merez, today. We're going to be streaming this podcast live on most of our channels, most of the VertiMax channels. So welcome all of you that are joining us from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or anywhere else you might be tuning in from. Really excited about today's episode. Joining us is one of my longtime friends from Streetsboro, Ohio, Dean Caputo. Dean's been in the health and fitness space for many years, from opening up a gym as a teenager to becoming a very successful bodybuilder, to long career in nutrition supplements, to now kind of coming full circle and reopening his Powerhouse Gym in Streetsboro. So really excited to dive into that in more detail. This new concept that he has for his Powerhouse Gym is very unique and one I'm pretty excited about. So look forward to diving into that a little bit later. But Dean's had a really big influence on a lot of people, a lot of athletes throughout his career. And I'm really excited to share his story with many of you. So if you have any questions throughout the podcast, feel free to just go ahead and submit them. And Dean and I will cover as many of those as we can. But, without further ado, Dean, thanks for joining us today, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Al. It's great to be on with VertiMax with you and great to see you again. And can't wait for you to come back to Ohio and hang out.
Absolutely, man. Since my third boy showed up a few years ago, travel hasn't been as easy as it was years past, but we're going to try to get up there soon.
Yeah, you're a little bit behind me with the kids. Mine are older, so it's great.
Exactly. They're keeping me young, though, so that's the one good thing.
Yeah. But your hair's going to go gray like mine.
I know, man. I'm trying to hold on to the hair and hold on to the color as long as I can, but, it happens. Those teenage years are going to be tough, huh?
Oh, it never gets easier. You think it does, but it just is hard. It's just a different phase, that's all.
Yeah. Don't tell my wife because I keep telling her, like, this is the hard part. Once they get a little bit older, it's going to be easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cool, man. Well, start us off by just, telling us a little bit about yourself, buddy.
Well, I like you were saying earlier that I was a real thin teenager. I was 5'11", 140 pounds, junior in high school, and wasn't into weightlifting whatsoever. I didn't even think about it. I was more of a motorhead, was into cars and stuff, and I was working landscaping at you probably know Walden Walden golf course. And one day I just decided to quit my job and sell my car and came home, and all of a sudden I wanted to start lifting weights, and I don't even know where that came from. And I was tired of being skinny, and I just wanted to start gaining some weight and start lifting and getting some muscle on me. And I have no idea, because in 1973, I was 10 years old, and I remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger on Wild World of Sports. And I remember telling my dad, I was 10 years old, I remember telling him, that's the grossest, sickest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I would never want to look like that. And then, then here 9 years later or 8 years later, I'm opening up my gym and started competing. So I started very young.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's incredible to be a gym owner as a teenager and to have those kind of aspirations. And did you think then, like, that was going to be your career? You were going to turn a long-term career into it?
When you're a junior and a senior in high school, you really don't know what you want to do. And, I built this weight room at my house, at my mom and dad's house in the garage, and I really fixed it up real nice, made a nice atmosphere. And a bunch of guys started coming over to the gym, over to my garage, and we had about 15 people training there, all my friends and stuff. And then I thought, well, maybe this is something I can do. And that's when I talked to one of my friends, Mark Skinesny. His brother had a dry cleaning business in the Streetsboro Plaza, and he had the back of it was empty. And I said, hey, can I rent the back of it and, put all my equipment from my mom and dad's house in there, and we'll get these guys going and we'll see what happens. And it was funny because when he said, yeah, your rent's going to be $65 a month, I was panicking. I'm like, 60, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that, and then I have to help pay half the utilities and stuff. It's like, oh, so I took the chance, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, man, that was in 1982 during the Reagan recession, and we had tons of unemployed guys coming in, and next thing you know, I had like 80 or 90 members, and it just took off from there. So, once I got it going, I thought this is going to be something I could do the rest of my life.
That's awesome. Awesome memories of the old Bodybuilders Unlimited, training as a kid and helped me get better for the sports I was playing.
Yeah.
Started it all, man.
And what's funny is, nowadays it takes, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to open a gym now. Back then, we made all the equipment in the high school in the shop metals class. We welded all our benches and all of our racks, and we did all that. And that was like, man, if you just had that kind of stuff, you were a great gym, because cardio equipment wasn't even around. Nobody had treadmills or nothing back then.
It's just about seeing see if you could lift the weight room, man. How much weight can you get on the bar and squat and bench? And
Yep. Yeah.
I remember you guys at Derek's house in his garage, putting that, building the bars and coming up with different shapes for pull downs and stuff.
Oh yeah. We did it all, and it was definitely Rocky Balboa type of workouts,
Right. And so that actually really kind of leads me to the question, the real question that a lot of people want to know is, do you still look, like this?
Well, no, I got gray hair now.
The body's the same, so from here down it's the same.
Yeah.
It's just
No. That was in '91 at the Mr. USA, but I still just do it for my health now because my joints are hurting a little bit, but I can't go as heavy as I used to. But I still train every day, and I still eat very clean and try and stay as lean as I can and healthy as I can. So I'm 57 now, so
yeah, man. Hey, none of us can do what we used to be able to do.
Right.
But once it's in you, right? You don't ever stop training. You never stop really eating bad. It kind of you might fall off a little bit, but you're never going to fully change who you are.
Well, the only time I ever took off was in your phase with the kids. When my kids were younger, we were building the family, and I was really getting heavy into the supplement industry and building a supplement company. And I kind of gave myself a mental and physical break from the gym. So that's about the only time. And I did go off the diet a little bit, just kind of like just really mentally clean myself out of all that hardcore eating I was doing all those years.
No, it makes sense. I know. And what kind of led you into the supplements you mentioned? Just looking for another way to do a revenue stream, or had an opportunity? What kind of went into that?
No, well, back in the day when I was trying to gain weight, like I said, I was 140 pounds, 5'11". I would go to the GNC store and I'd buy Weider proteins, Joe Weider's proteins, and they were the most horrific, horrible tasting things you've ever tasted in your life. It tastes like chalk from a chalkboard. It was just horrible. Wouldn't mix, nothing. So what I did is I would buy all this powders, put it in a 5-gallon bucket at my house, and I would flavor it with cocoa powder and different flavorings, and I'd put a lid on the bucket, and I'd roll it back and forth in my mom and dad's garage like a mixer, and I'd put it in baggies, and then I was there, I was eating it, drinking it, and everybody loved it. They would taste it. So now I was in the gym selling baggies full of my protein, and then long story short, then I got in with GNC and helped them develop the Pro Performance line, and I endorsed that in 1988. And was with them for a couple years. So I mainly did it for myself because there was nothing good out there. So I was just putting concoctions of different ingredients and different vitamins and stuff together. And I've always had my hand in it, but I never thought I could make a living at it. I just did it for myself, for my career. And I did it, I sold a little bit in the gym, some of the supplements and stuff. So once I got with GNC, then it led me into getting in with a company called Ultimate Nutrition, and that's really I put a lot of focus into it at that point.
Cool. And so you did that for a long time. Well, how would you describe doing that, and as opposed to being a gym owner, and how did one help you do the other?
Well, what happened was with the gym back then, we didn't have internet, and this is in the early 90s. And in 1990, I got with Ultimate Nutrition, and Victor Rubino was the owner. And we got together, and I was with him until he passed away in 2003. So I was so heavily into it, and we were building it up really big. And the gym business, I started getting people stealing from me. And because we had no internet, no cameras, nothing like that. So I ended up it broke my heart, and it's always been a little bit of a dark shadow in me that I had to sell my gym in 1998 because they were robbing me blind. I was going to lose it because I had too much focus into the supplements. So that's why I had to sell the gym back in the day. And actually the sale went through in 2000.
Okay. Cool. And then, so, obviously here we are a few years later.
Yeah.
How did the idea of reopening the Powerhouse, come around?
We built up Ultimate really big, and I ended up, after Victor passed away unexpectedly, I ended up leaving the company, and then I went into another one with Nutraceutical Corporation, and we had I was overlooking some brands there and stuff, and my passion has always been in the gym business, and it got so corporate at the other company, the last company I was with. It just got too corporate, and I just wasn't liking it, and then they sold. Some new owners came in. It's just long story short, my passion's always been in the gym business. And I remember, I was come home and I was telling my wife Monica, I'm just so sick of where I'm at with, the supplement business isn't fun like it used to be because it's too corporate now. And she said, why don't we open up the gym again? We're constantly getting all these years, 20 years, always getting emails and people asking, can you reopen Powerhouse in Streetsboro again? And I'm like, no, I don't think so, So my Monica just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. And next thing you know, I called up Will Dabish, the founder of Powerhouse. He's a good friend. We're like brothers. And I said, Will, could you make a living at the gym business today? And he goes, better than ever, man. He was so excited that I called him, and I was thinking about doing it. And boy, he put his whole team on it with getting the demographics and everything that I needed. And here we are. We did that about a year ago, and we opened up January 27th.
That's awesome. So Monica was the primary driver in making that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I would never have guessed that. That's good to hear, though.
And what's funny is when we did a pre-sale, we broke some records. We sold 120 memberships in 4 hours, and I'd say probably 80% of those 120 were the old Powerhouse members, which was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know some of my friends are still in Streetsboro. Are back there, right?
Oh yeah. A lot of the guys you'd recognize a lot of them.
Yeah, I see them posting stuff online as well, man. That's awesome. So, was there a lot that you learned from the first time around with the gym ownership and going into reopening it, or is it completely changed now where there's just a lot new?
Well, I've always kept my hand, and I've always dabbled in the gym business, for all these years. Even though I didn't have my own, I still kept up on it and, talk. But yeah, it's a lot different than it was back in the 80s, definitely. I mean, with the computer systems now and all the different, there's personal training. You got to remember back when you were in my gym, there wasn't even a word called personal training, And so with the personal training and even like pro shops now, even the pro shops in these gyms, they do a lot better. Back in the day, nobody shopped in a pro shop. They went to GNC or whatever. So yeah, the clientele today is pretty awesome. I mean, it's a lot different, and it's amazing that back in the day, my gym, as you remember, was kind of more like hardcore, a lot more male, probably 85% males. Now it's 50-50, man. I mean, there's some of these bikini girls and some of these young girls, they're just as hardcore as the guys, if not more. And so, a lot of it's different. It's way better it is today than it was back in the day.
Yeah, I think, health and fitness just in general, and the general population is a priority now, and it's a must. And finally, everybody kind of figured out that being more preventative with the disease and with getting sick and getting old, there's a lot more you can do to be proactive and helping, live a long, healthy career or life.
Right. And with us adding, what we did was one of the, when we designed the gym, we wanted it to be different than all the other gyms. So we designed 3 separate gyms within one, three separate atmospheres. So we have the fitness zone, the extreme zone, and then the sports zone, which that's where the VertiMax is. And sports is no other gyms have what we have, and that's really taken off like crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to dive into that. Yeah, a little shout out from Kevin McMahon. Is he one of your members? Yeah.
A big
thank you to Monica for talking you into reopening it.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks for doing that.
Kevin's one of our best members, man. He's great.
That's awesome. But yeah, so walk us through exactly what that is, because that's really intriguing. Because I've been in hundreds or thousands of gyms with my career here in VertiMax and over the years, and I can't really remember a gym that has a very distinct kind of sectioned off training zones. So walk us through the concept behind that, why you did it, and then how is it working out now that you guys have been open?
Yeah, like I said, we always, even with, because I also hold bodybuilding and fitness shows and bikini shows and stuff too. We're always different. We always try. With everything I've ever done, I always want to be a little different. So when we came back, we didn't want to be just your square box gym. And so we decided that there's so many different markets out there of people. You got your Planet Fitness type of people, you got your hardcore type of people, then you got your sports people. And we thought, how can we get all these different markets into one gym? A lot of gyms, they'll have one big square box, but this corner is for sports, this corner is for, the fitness, this corner is for hardcore, but you can't mix it up like that in one room. So we decided, let's get 3 separate units, 3 separate gyms. We'll put them all together with an 8-foot opening. So when you first walk in, our ceiling, our music is a little bit lower. It's all selectorized hammer strength equipment. So a lot of cardio. That's where the locker rooms are. So it's really like your fitness type of atmosphere. That's why we call it the fitness zone. And everybody can go to our website and see a video. It'll show you that too. And then the next, when you go into the extreme zone, you would recognize it because that's where I duplicated my 1982 Powerhouse. So we even left the old time ceiling in there. We painted the stripes up on the wall. Like in the 80s and 90s, there was always these stripes on the walls. And back in the day, so we put big images of bodybuilders on the walls. The music's louder. It's all plate loaded equipment. We got 2 racks of dumbbells up to 150 pounds. It's really hardcore. We got powerlifting in there, deadlift platforms. We even have a room in there that no gyms have. It's a posing room. So I have the floor looks like a stage. And so all of our competitors can go there, and it's just like we have at the North Coast. The stage, all the markings are on there for them to practice their routines and practice their stage presence. We got stage lighting in there and everything. Then the third unit is the sports zone, and that's all turf. It's 30 yards of turf. We have 5-yard lines in there. Every 5 yards, there's a yard line. So we have the VertiMax in there, the Raptor in there. We have a hit area where we have battle ropes, slam balls, kettlebells, all that. We have the sleds, the push sleds and stuff like that. So somebody can come there and you could pick your environment of where you want to be. That's the beauty of it.
That's awesome. So does one membership give you access to all, or are you doing different styles?
Yep. It's one membership. You get all 3. And we get a lot of we were hoping that this message would be conveyed to all the people out there, and it really did work because we have, one lady called. She was training at Planet Fitness, and then the husband trained. He didn't want to train there, so he trained at a little dirty hardcore gym. The son they had to take down to a sports facility. So now they came here. So she's in our fitness zone, he's in our extreme zone, and the kids are in the sports zone. So they can come there all at once, and that's the beauty of it. We have a lot of families. A lot of father, son, father, daughter workouts. It's great. We have 8-year-olds in there with their fathers working out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I never really thought about that because, a lot of times you don't want to go and really work out hard. Your kids are around, so if they go off and they can go to their section and do their thing. And kids don't like. A lot of times they're intimidated when parents are overlooking their shoulder, and
right.
It kind of gives that separation where they can go and do their thing, and then the parents can do theirs.
Yeah, we have trainers, personal trainers. We have sports trainers, so the parents can feel real comfortable. Hey, I'm going to go work out now. My kids are with a trainer, and they're going to be safe, and they're going to be guided the right way, and so it just works out great. And we're getting so many families in here. It's just I was so happy about. Me and Monica were so happy about that.
Yeah, because it's kids training is a big important thing. That sets up their how they live their life and sets up for the future. Like you and I were both,
right.
I started training early, like 12, 13. You were a little bit later, but what you do as a teenager, kind of carries throughout your entire life.
Right. And, we're family owned and operated. We're here every day, all day long. The whole family works here. My daughter, my son, Monica. And so we're all here all the time. People like that because they have access to us all the time. And getting everybody, like I walk around, I constantly help people. And with our trainers, we're very strict about our trainers. They're the highest quality trainers you can get. And we're very strict about that. And so everybody's starting, when they come in here, they're going to be starting out on a good note, and they're not going to learn any bad habits right off the bat. And that's what a lot of schools, that's the problem that happens, when they're just loose in the weight room, they learn bad habits.
That's interesting. We have a question here. Let's jump into this. Jesse says, how do you incorporate the VertiMax in more of the fitness space? And do you see people from the fitness space going over there to use it? Or
yeah. We'll get like let's say, for instance, we'll get some women. They like to go on the Raptor, and then they like to do lunges with the Raptor hooked to them while they have maybe 20-pound barbell on their back. And then the Raptor, as they're lunging out away from the Raptor, it's keeping their posture straight, so it takes the stress and pressure off their kneecaps. So we get a lot of the functional fitness women using the Raptor all the time.
That's great. And so have you reached out to the other schools in the area and teams, and are you seeing some good traction with them coming in to use the sports space?
Yeah, actually, we're right next door to Kent State, Kent schools. And I'm actually doing a deal right now where the soccer coach, his name's Garen, he's going to bring about 30 of his kids up here.
Oh, good.
So we're going to have, and with all 3 zones, we could put, 10 kids in each zone and get them worked out and then just rotate them as they go through.
Is that, you're separating them? Is that because of COVID and trying to keep things separated out, or is it just easier to kind of rotate around that way?
Kind of both, because we would do that anyways, because we want only 4 people working out at a time, like let's say on the VertiMax and 4 on the Raptor.
Gotcha.
And we don't want to, and then we'll have other people, other kids over in the extreme zone, maybe on a squat rack or a bench. So you kind of just rotate it around, and it works out perfect for COVID, so then everybody's pretty much distanced.
Yeah, with regards to COVID, obviously that's a very hot topic right now. And how are things there in Ohio? Are you fully opened, or is there any limitations?
Well, I bought every piece of hammer strength equipment they have, so I put a lot of money into this place, and it's over 16,000 square feet. And there's only 21 hammer strength gyms throughout the nation, and we're one of them, certified. And we were open for 7 weeks, and then that's when the governor shut us down on March 17th. And we were closed for 10 weeks. And it cost a lot of money, and we're back open as of May 26th, and we've been kicking butt ever since, and we're going to continue, and we're getting stronger and stronger as we go. But the community's been beautiful. They've been supporting us, and we have fantastic members that have supported us through this whole thing.
Yeah, it's a crazy, unprecedented times for sure.
Yes.
Have you seen people excited to get back, hesitant to get back, a little bit of both? What's been like the feel up there?
Very excited. I mean, we had people constantly, like, come on, just let us in. And man, I'm telling you, the first day, we had to like bring people in shifts, and we had to make sure everybody was lined up outside. I mean, we had lines outside. Couldn't wait to come in the first day we were open. And no, we've had a beautiful response to all that, and everybody continues to just keep coming in, and they all do their thing they're supposed to do with this COVID, procedures in place and stuff. That's see the way that I had the gym originally laid out was for ADA. It was ADA compliant. So as far as distancing going, we were already there, and so we didn't really have to do much. And the gym business, we've been I call it the gym business, but it's also the germ fighting business for years. I've been doing this for 37 years. And so everything that they're having everybody do is nothing new to us. We've had sanitation stations and the sanitation and the paper towels and stuff. We've had that in the gym for years. So it really wasn't too much of a shock to any of our members or anything. So that's why I think that the gym, people that go to the gyms, they're ready for this and they don't mind it.
That's good. Yeah, the importance of staying healthy through all this and fighting off gaining weight from being at home and getting active and getting moved around, I think is a huge benefit that is finally being talked about a little bit more.
A lot of mental health, man. Going to the gym is very mental, and it helps with mental stability and securities and everything else, and stress and stuff. So it really helps with depression, everything.
It's a good point. I remember, when you're training hard and training regularly, you feel better, right? You just have a more positive outlook, and you feel better, and that goes a long way, like you said, to fighting stress. And
I mean, if you go to the gym and you get a good workout, it doesn't have to be very intense or anything. Everybody's intensity is different. You just feel better when you leave. You know what I mean? Because you're getting those endorphins released, that they call the natural high, and it gives you you're able to battle stress a little bit easier.
That's a good point. Very good point. All right. Hey, we got another question here from Steve. Steve asks, what type of training do you see adults training more of? In the fitness, the bodybuilding, cross training, powerlifting? What do you see?
It's amazing. We have 60-year-olds doing powerlifting stuff. I mean, we have 60-year-old competitors. So we have adults that are in the fitness. We have adults in all three of the zones. It's amazing. I mean, some of these guys, I'm 57, and they're 65. We have some 7-year-olds that are kicking my butt, so it's amazing. So yeah, it's just not like they're in a fitness zone and that's it. They're right there with the young guys, and they like saying like, hey, I'm in here to suck up the youth, to get these young guys. So they're not limited to any certain space. We have a guy named Steve in here, and Steve James, and this guy, he's a Marine, and he's in all three zones for 3 hours, man. This guy just he's kicking butt because he says, well, hey, when he goes back on base, he wants to make sure he can keep up with the young guys. So
that's awesome. You have a place for them there where they can do that. They could go from one section to the other section.
Right.
It's a good question.
And then we also have a fighting fit class that we created. Mike Bridge is our trainer. He's been doing martial arts for 37 years. Fantastic trainer. What we did was we combined self-defense with functional fitness training in one class. So now these men and women can learn self-defense, but yet they're training and burning calories. So that class is very popular, and it's a lot of. I watch these people. I can tell they're having tons of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. So now, anything kind of shocked you when reopening your gym? Is there something that stands out that kind of you weren't expecting to happen, whether it be good or bad or indifferent?
The beauty of it is that we've been gaining members every day, and nobody's scared. Everybody's coming in because we didn't know. Like, are people going to be afraid to come in? No, people are. We're getting new members every single day. And the members that we might have lost a few, during the shutdown, we gained more back. We've gained triple back. So that's been a shock. I kind of thought that's the way it would be. It's mainly the serious people. The older, they want to kind of stay away for right now. Stay a little safe. So any gyms that are relying on the older crowd, they're going to have a little bit of a tough time. But the market that I went after and Monica went after is more of the serious, person, whether you're 60 years old or 20 years old, and in that class, Al, we incorporate in all of our classes, the fighting fit class, we incorporate using the VertiMax and the Raptor.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like Mike will have the Raptor wrapped around a guy with boxing gloves, and he'll run out 10 yards with the Raptor on him, and he'll hit the mitts on Mike, and then he'll run, he'll go back the 10 yards back and forth. And so we use the VertiMax in almost everything we do. That's
awesome. It's such a versatile tool, man. We love to hear it, and especially other, typical big box gym like a Powerhouse or Goals or somebody like that. Like, it's getting more and more popular. More and more gyms are doing the functional. They're looking for different ways to load the body in a different way. Right. And you were right there. Like when you first started talking about the gym, you were like, you called me up right away. It's like, hey, I need to get some of these. Which one should I get? How can I incorporate it? So
right.
We're excited.
Yeah, they're used all day long. And as you can see, we already wore one of them out.
Right. You already do one to the bands in a year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you get those Kent State bringing their guys over there. Then that's gonna be awesome. They're gonna see some really good results from it.
Right.
So here we go. So Samuel says he has a question for us. Hello, my son is 12 years old, wants to use the VertiMax. Is it possible or not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have 8-year-olds on there, and we teach them. We have a lot of high school kids working on there, and we have the younger kids too. We just did an assessment on one of our trainers' clients. His name's Connor. He's actually from Streetsboro. He's going over to college now. He put in 4 weeks. He put 4.5 inches on his vertical because of the VertiMax.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because we test everybody too, and we always make sure that so we have some data on every athlete going up. But 4.5 inches on their vertical. My son did 4 workouts on the vertical, put 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches on his vertical for basketball.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there's no, like I said, we have 8-year-olds working with the Raptor and the VertiMax.
Yeah, and it's safe. It's just another way of loading the body, and so. Yep. The bands aren't yanking you back. They're light loads. So if you're 8 or 10 or 12, if you're a strong athlete, you just watch their form, make sure their technique is right. And if they look like they're running in correct form or jumping in correct form, it's safe to use.
Right.
Well, here we got another shout out to you from Kevin. He says, this gym is like no other. I invite anyone who visits Ohio to come and see it for yourself. It's truly amazing there. And to agree with Dean, their trainers are first class. From a beginner to a world-class athlete, there is something to challenge all.
Yeah, we had, Al, probably almost 50 trainers, interview and want to get with us. We only picked like maybe 8 of them. And that's how strict we are. Yeah, and then we make sure we monitor our trainers all the time. I'm right here all the time. And, we make sure we watch what they're doing, working out and everything. So we're very strict about our trainers. And the ones we have are, like Kevin said, they're top of the line.
It's awesome, man. You're doing some really good things there. Really proud of you, man, to see you come back around and open it. I'm sure the community is loving to have you back. And, a lot of good luck for you there, buddy. And hopefully it goes well for a long time.
No, thank you. And I let everybody know that the VertiMax is created by Mr. Al Merez, man, right from Streetsboro, So
well, I didn't create it, but I've been here for a long time, so I feel like I've been in.
Right. That's, I let everybody know that you're a big part of this.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, I really appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for jumping on here and sharing your story. It's obviously you're somebody that's a big name and a big reason Streetsboro, it has something to be proud about. So any last minute advice for any trainers or anything you want to give a shout out? How can everybody find you on social before you leave?
Al, I want to thank you. I want to thank the whole VertiMax family for everything you guys do. You guys are created top notch, top of the line equipment, which I will have in my Powerhouse forever. And I want it in every Powerhouse. I want these guys to see, and just want to thank everybody for everything you guys do. And if you can, it's Dean Caputo's Powerhouse Gym on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you go to powerhousegym.com/Streetsboro, you can check out our website, and you can actually take a tour with the video. We have a highlight video on there that shows the whole gym. And we'd like to have anybody that wants to stop in, you get the first day is free. So stop in.
That's good stuff, Dean. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, definitely. If you're in Ohio, in Northeast Ohio, stop through there. It's a really cool concept, really cool gym. A lot of good things there. But all right, Dean. Well, again, buddy, pleasure having you on. Good to catch up again. We'll definitely talk to you soon, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
All right, buddy. Everybody go out and have a great day.